Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey friends, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is your home for artisanal Bible study that's gluten-free, no MSG or GMOs. It's all natural. It's good for you. And here it is in the Bible Bistro. We're serving it up hot and fresh, and today we're looking at Psalm 101, verses 4 and 5. I said yesterday that this was a disciple's confession to the Lord. It's David. We're in his closet. We're like the fly on the wall, and we're listening to him as he prays. He's going to begin with worship in verse 1. I will sing. And you know what? That's not a bad thing to do. When you begin your devotional time, just have a time of praise. Just sing some songs to the Lord. Whatever song, you better break out an old hymnal, something that you know. If you don't have an instrument or you can't play an instrument, just something a tune that you know that you can sing. It doesn't have to be in tune. Just sing. Sing unto the Lord of mercy and judgment. And then we've seen these themes continue through the psalm. Yesterday we saw mercy demonstrated and judgment, that the disciple is reckoning in his own house. He's going to set no wicked thing before his eyes. He's going to hate the work of those that turn aside. You know, we can choose to turn aside from those that turn aside and discriminate, separate ourselves. That's an important doctrine for the disciple. The separating work of Christianity, something that we don't talk about very much, but is something that we need to think about, especially in our discipleship. And then today we come to verses 4 and 5, and we're going to talk more about those associations. We're set up for that with his statement there in verse 3, I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me. Now we come to verses 4 and 5, and we continue that vein. He says, a froward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person. Whoso privately slandereth his neighbor, him I will cut off. Him that hath an high look and a proud heart will not I suffer. So verses 4 and 5 continue this idea of the associations that are going to be discriminated against. And those are the wicked person, the one who privately slanders his neighbor, and the man with the high look, proud heart. Those are the people that the psalmist is going to disassociate from. Again, this is the disciple's confession to the Lord. He's in his prayer closet. He begins by saying, I will sing, and he praises the Lord. We'll sing of mercy and judgment. And then he confesses, I'm going to behave myself wisely in a perfect way. Well, if you're going to behave yourself wisely in a perfect way, then there are some folks that you can't be around because they don't behave themselves wisely and in a perfect way. And if you don't want their mess to cleave to you, then this is what you need to do. You're not going to know a wicked person. Those that privately slander his neighbor, you're going to cut them off from your association. And the high look and the proud heart, not going to suffer that in my orbit, in that area of influence that is around me in my life. I'm going to make a decision. These people are not going to be there. Why? Because I'm behaving myself wisely in a perfect way. And if I'm going to do that, and if I really do want a perfect heart, then there are certain things I need to remove from my orbit. Some things I need to remove from influencing me. And you know what? That's okay. We all need to do that. If we are serious about our discipleship, then there are some things that just need to go. They need to go. So I want you to think, what is it that needs to go in your life for you to be walking wisely in a perfect way? For you to have a perfect heart? Well, then maybe there are some relationships. Perhaps there are some things in your home, like your television, your radio, whatever entertainments that you engage in. Perhaps there are some things there that need to be cut out. And David actually says there, I will cut it off. I won't suffer it. So we need to discriminate as well against the associations of wickedness that are all around us. Join me again tomorrow. We'll look at associations and their comparison in verses 6 and 7 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.